What is up, Shadows? We are back. We arise once more. And we are doing something a little different today. I was informed that there was an update for Good Old For Honor. And I was like, I rarely ever check updates. Just via patch notes. I always just check what changes within the game itself. So this time, let's try something different. Let's actually look at the patch notes and see what has changed, what has transpired, what the devs have been cooking up. So this is a patch note 2.68.1 as of June 11th, good old 2026. From my understanding, there's a lot of anti-ganking and damage number just ability changes with these patch notes. Apparently it's a 6-minute read, so to be something quick. But yeah, starting off with the anti-gank phase 3, they said they wanted to adjust. Okay, let's just read it all. In this update, we are adjusting the damage scaling on some hit stun states and restoring some wall splat behaviors. Damage scaling adjustment on hit stun states. Okay, the second hit stun state now gives 25% damage reduction and attacks from the same attacker, down from 75%. Second hit stun state on those attacks from a different attacker is unchanged. So it's still rough out there. The second hit stun state still provides 75% damage reduction. Okay. The change to second hit stun state allows players to perform multiple attacks in a row during a gank without suffering additional damage reduction. So in the event that someone just comes and throws out an attack for funsies, hits the enemy with a light attack during your combo, you won't suffer too much damage reduction while doing your wall splat combo or whatever the case may be. I see the vision. I do see the vision. Example, if an ally hits the enemy, then Yomungada lands Yotun Farewell into the Hammer Slam. Hammer Slam will now deal 21 damage, 25% reduction instead of 7. Even though it follows Yotun Farewell. Yeah, basically what I was talking about, right? And that you could get cut by your teammate in the middle of your attack. Whether by accident or people just throwing abilities for the funsies. Now your full combo will freaking be doing 7 damage back before this update. So it seems they took that into account now, and you will at least be doing some damage even though your attack gets interrupted. This change also affects the following attack scenarios: attacks that inflict damage both on initial impact and later in the pin treat both components equally by the second hit stun state. For example, if an ally hits the enemy and then Ocelotl lands Hunter Snare, the impact of the Hunter Snare will now deal 12 damage instead of 16 damage, and 6 damage during the pin instead of 8, which is the 25% reduction on both attacks instead of 75. So there we go, where splats do not increment the hit stun state of defender for the purpose of the damage calculations. So they are going in on bringing back, damage punish on wall splats. So example, if a Lawbringer guard breaks and throws an enemy into a wall for a wall splat, then lands top heavy into light attack combo, the following happens. Number 1, the throw applies first hit stun state, so the throw gets you that first hit stun. The wall splat does not increment the hit stun state, so no punishment there. The heavy will deal a full 23 damage and apply the second hit stun state, not the wall splat itself. And the light attack combo will deal 3 damage instead of 1. 25% reduction instead of 75. What's crazy is every time I get hit by a Lawbringer combo of this magnitude, I always end up dying. that damage feels so much more than what you think it is. Then again, I play assassin, so you know, assassin health does not exist. Developers comments: last year we overhauled the hit stun states to ensure combat was fair and rewarded good defensive play, and then you brought monsters into the game. These changes reduce the damage from certain ganks and reduce the effectiveness of some wall splats, and also reduce the pace of play beyond what we intended. So wall splat behavior: after adjustment, the hit stun damage scaling, we have restored certain wall splat behaviors as follows. The attack then can wall splat, attacks then can wall splat, attacks that can wall splat will now cause a wall splat even if the victim was already in first hit stun state. Interesting. Second hit stun state wall splats will provide second hit stun state defensive properties. Okay, so second hit 25% damage reduction from the original attacker that caused a wall splat. So are they simplifying what they've been saying here? But now they talk about 25% damage from the original attacker that caused the wall splat, and still 75% damage from other attackers. Meaning, again, all this means is just the person who threw you to the wall is gonna do tons of damage to you still. The other cockroaches around who are busy beating you on the side are gonna do 75% less damage as they're hitting you. So you'll be safe from being ganked to death instantaneously, basically. You just hope that the person who threw you at the wall does not do Super Saiyan damage, basically, and you'll be fine. Additional hits do not cause any hit reaction. And there you go. Developers comments: we had disabled these wall splat behaviors in the past because they bypassed the existing hit stun state rules and allowed for infinite combos. Them infinites. Now that hit stun states have been adjusted, the wall splat behavior has been restored to allow players to be more creative with their combos. So there you go. For example, if an ally hits the enemy, then Warden lands a full charge shoulder bash, the victim will now wall stagger, which is the second hit stun. If Warden follows with a side light to double side light, the side light will deal 10 damage, which is 100% because the initial wall splat is not counted for damage reduction. So you get hit with that full 10 damage, but the double side light will do 4 damage, which is that 25% reduction instead of the 75%. So yeah, some adjustments there. But here is this where it starts. Yeah. Believe this is the interesting part for me. This is where some abilities are changed, starting with this creature Duran right here. No friend of mine, tier 2 feat, has been adjusted as follows. Cooldown increased to 90 seconds, up from 60 seconds, tier 2 feat. Active duration reduced to 20 seconds, down from 30 seconds. Shield duration set to 20 seconds, was infinite. And people wondered why this guy was a monster. Let's hear the developers vote. We toned down the feat in multiple areas because it was too impactful. You don't say. At all levels of play. By shortening the activation time, Duran players will have to be a bit more careful as to when to activate it. We've also increased the cooldown and set a duration on the shield to reduce the potential for stalling by ensuring some downtime between the activations. I'm curious to see how Duran players are gonna fare now. Not having full. You know what? Actually, they'll still be monsters because their kit is still so overtuned. This will make very little difference. Very little. For the bad Duran players, you know, this could be detrimental. For any kind of decent Duran player, it's reps. Still, you're still gonna suffer. Ocelotl. Huntsman spirit is now visible to enemies during the state. So Mofo, stop being invisible now. That is actually crazy. I always wondered why? Because every time this guy would go invisible, it would always be like, okay, is he standing right next to me? Is he like waiting for me to leave? Or did he leave? There was always that uncertainty of like, you just saw this mofo go invisible. He's not back. Clearly he's doing that invisible nonsense, but you can't see where in the world he is. He could just be standing there waiting for you to leave, and then he will revive at your at whatever zone you caught. So it was always a weird dynamic. But let's see what these moves will say. Huntsman Spirit is designed to give Ocelotl the ability to rejoin the fight at a chosen location. Sure. Currently, without being visible, opponents are forced to make... There we go. Make a blind guess between holding their ground or leaving to defend another capture point. Because you can't freaking see where the hell this guy is. There's no indication. Like, the only thing that's saving you is the fact that if he's too close to you, he can't respawn yet. But that can be easily circumvented. We want to keep this choice, but make it an informed decision to allow for more counterplay without taking away much from its strength. So, from what I'm understanding, you'll be able to see some type of silhouette then, instead of the guy just being completely invisible. I don't know. Oh! Let's hear it. Cavalier Dance / Pistol Blast, all versions removed the ability to dodge, recovery, cancel the hit, miss, block recoveries. I cannot wait to hear what they say about this one. Yeah, because it felt like for the longest time I've been the one complaining about how bullcrap Pirate is, how OP this mofo is for so long, for so very long, because of this nonsense. Check back to all my videos, all my VODs, the amount of times I've complained about Pirates and this nonsense right here is actually wild. But let's hear the good old developers. Cavalier Dance is a strong move. Just a little bit strong. Accessible from dodges and recovery cancels. Is unblockable. It carries on. Is unblockable and faintable and has an interruptible and this and that. Stance. Being able to dodge, recovery, cancel into itself gave players little reason to do other attacks. I mean, what other attacks? That's the pirate staple. That's his bread and butter. That's his rum. That's his mead. All of that good stuff. Ever see a pirate do anything else? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, eh? To do other attacks in team fights. Similarly, we also remove dodge, recovery, cancel from all versions of Pistol Blast because they can be chained in from Cavalier Dance. Shambles for pirate players right now. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. By removing the option to dodge, recovery, cancel these moves, pirate players will be forced to use other tools in their kits to apply pressure in battle, leading to more varied and balanced game plan. W's in the chat. Holy hell. I for one cannot wait to see this. But let's move on. You know, before I start a revolution out here, we've got Tiandi. They even caught my boy Tiandi out here. Palm Strike, Dragon Kick, remove the ability to dodge, recovery, cancel. Everybody had dodge, recovery, cancels. Everybody. Maybe now people will come closer and closer to some of the assassins in the game. Okay, cancel, hit, miss, block, recoveries. What you gotta say about this one? Palm Strike is currently too safe to use. By removing its ability to dodge, recovery, cancel, Tiandi will have to commit to the action more while being protected from dodge over guard break by chaining or on a miss. This puts the move in a line or in line with other similar moves. Please. In his 3 Archer, I fail to understand how is it possible that Shinobi can still be guard broken 20 years later after a missed kick, but some people can throw palm strike for days and not be affected at all. Crazy work in the streets. Dragon's kick similarly is too strong and too safe at the moment, of course. The ability already leads to 20 damage or ledges. I like the fact that they put that fact in. Or ledges, and is faintable and can dodge recovery cancel. You should also give it hyper armor too. It is too strong and too safe at the moment, so we are removing its ability to dodge recovery cancel. Huh. And then what is all this? Yeah, these are just for UI, but okay, these ones I wouldn't be too sure of because I don't play a lot of Warlord first and foremost. Wouldn't pay much attention to these issues until they fully affected me. It's been a while since I played Aphira, so I can't really speak on this. But as long as it's fixed, hey, and there are bugs, so that's W's. But overall, I am liking what I'm seeing, especially this. As bad as it was, right? At least I could still fight around it. This nonsense was pure cancer in the streets, so thank goodness for that. I really don't know how much impact the Jurin feet nerf is gonna do. We'll have to see, but I still feel Jurin is just still gonna be a monster. It's just a fact of the matter. But I like the changes though. I like the fact that they're actually paying attention to how OP some of these people are as compared to everyone else, and adjusting things according to that. The wall splats and everything, I guess we'll just have to see. I mean, it's just that it is what it is. It is what it is with this. Nothing really crazy. In fact, it's probably good because doing freaking one damage after a well-deserved wall splat and all that stuff must have been painful. I don't play a lot of characters where wall splat is a good part of your kit, so that notion never really affected me. But I can imagine this was rough earlier on. I'm pretty sure I've experienced it too, but I just never paid too much attention just because I was so focused on the fight, where maybe I managed to wall splat someone. Let's say I headbutt someone with a shaman and I'm about to go in there for a heavy or something, and then someone comes and hits the enemy while they're wall splat or before they get wall splat, and then I get freaking 75% damage reduction. So instead of getting a full heavy attack, 75% damage just gone to the birds and all that stuff. So overall, this is a good change. Everything is a good change, as a matter of fact. So I am looking forward to the results. I'm looking forward to see how the game plays now, how some of these certain heroes are gonna fare in a fight henceforth. But yeah, that is the patch notes. So far so good. We'll see what the future holds for good or for honor. But for now, that is it, my shadows. As always, thank you very much for coming through. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will see you on the next one. Until then, do enjoy the rest of your day. As always, stay in the shadows and peace.
KuroMonarch, who's the knight? Pixel samurai, we fight. Shogun of the server, crowned in